I'm not taking any statements from you today, all right? So we're not dealing with that. What today is just where I advise you of your rights and advise you of the charges that have been brought against you, and then talk to you about your right to counsel and your appointment of counsel, okay? So first I want to talk to you about your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You need to be aware that the state, the DA's office, is present here at this hearing, and so I advise you to remain silent. You have the right to a lawyer. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you at no cost. All right? Are you aware of the charges that have been brought against you in this indictment?
Yes, ma'am. The DA's office pulled me aside yesterday and they did Mirandize me and tried to talk about something.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's what you're referring to.
Okay. I'm referring to the indictment where you have been charged in count 1 with violation of the Georgia RICO, Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, as well as in counts 30 and 31, which is for conspiracy to commit solicitation of false statements and writings and influencing witnesses. So those are the charges that have been brought against you in this indictment. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. I believe those are the same ones that the DA's office called and threatened and coerced my in-laws with, trying to get me down here. I think those are the same ones.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Floyd. Your case has been assigned to Judge Scott McAfee. All right, he's going to be the judge who is assigned to your case, who's going to be handling it from this point forward. I am just handling this first appearance hearing today because I am filling in for the presiding judge. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At this point, I will hear from the state. Is there anything the state needs to add?
Adam Nay with the state, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Okay. Mr. Floyd, have you retained a lawyer?
I requested one who have been denied, Your Honor.
Okay, so you have spoken with someone from the public defender's office, and you were told that you do not qualify. Is that correct?
Denied representation, yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Floyd, you have the right to then hire a lawyer of your choice, or of course you're always welcome to proceed pro se. But because you do not qualify for a public defender, you have the right to retain a lawyer of your choice. Okay?
I've spoken with several different attorneys for flying out here. The cost is typically between $40,000 to $100,000 just to retain a lawyer for these charges. And then they charge hourly that I cannot afford. I'm not going to put my family in that kind of debt, especially with my daughter. I cannot afford an attorney for something like this.
Okay. Well, Scott McAfee, Judge McAfee will go through the process. If you choose to represent yourself and to not retain a lawyer, he will go through that process and those questions with you. I just want to advise you of your right at this point, that if you wish to hire a lawyer, you have the right to do so. Okay? Okay. All right. Pretrial services. Can you give me any information about Mr. Floyd's criminal history?
Yes, ma'am. I have one prior. It was from May 15th, 2023. It's a Maryland FBI. It was simple assault on a federal officer. And it was given bail supervision for 5 years on charge of simple assault misdemeanor. Nothing further.
That's still an open case, Your Honor. It's not, I do not have a criminal record.
I understand, Mr. Floyd. Thank you. I understand that it's just charges against you. Okay? All right. All right. Okay, Mr. Floyd, the issue of bond is not going to be addressed today. That's going to be addressed by Judge McAfee, who's assigned to your case. But to the extent that you're here in front of a judge, I do find that based on the open charge against you, there are grounds for bond to be denied at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and find that you are a risk to commit additional felonies and a potential risk to flee the jurisdiction. So I'm going to deny bond, but a full consideration of bond will be addressed by Judge McAfee as your case moves forward. Do you understand?
Say something, Your Honor. So the charges brought against me by the federal government were first presented to the state by the FBI. The state decided to not prosecute. On the day they decided not to prosecute, the U.S. attorney in the state of Maryland notified my attorney that they would take up the charges. This charge is a simple misdemeanor, ma'am. I got on a plane. I voluntarily came here. I am already on federal pretrial supervision. I've had no issues with being on pretrial supervision. There's no way that I'm a flight risk, ma'am. I showed up before the president was here.
Okay. I understand, Mr. Floyd. The issue of bond is not going to be decided by me. It's going to be decided by the judge who is assigned to handle your case, okay? This is just a first appearance hearing for a case that's already been indicted. So I was just letting you know that we're not going to have a bond hearing today, but to the extent that you are before a judge, I'm telling you that bond is not going to be issued today. All right?
Then when will that next hearing be, ma'am?
That'll be up to Judge McAfee. All right, Judge McAfee is going to be the one who's handling your case. This is just your first appearance hearing to notify you of your rights and notify you of the charges that have been brought against you.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Okay? All right, well, that's all we're doing today, Mr. Floyd.